In Baltimore, a court hearing is underway that could determine whether a convicted killer will be set free.
More than 2 decades ago, Adnan Syed was found guilty in the death of his ex-girlfriend. A judge is now considering a request from the defense and prosecutors to vacate that conviction. Let's bring in NBC News correspondent Kathy Park. Kathy, Syed has served more than 20 years in prison for the 1999 strangling of his ex-girlfriend. So why are attorneys on both sides now asking for this conviction to be vacated?
Yeah, Kate. So this is certainly a unique situation. Adnan Syed's attorneys, his defense, reached out to prosecutors to take a closer look at the case, and that's exactly what they did. So over the past year, they were able to kind of launch an investigation, and there were a couple things that surfaced, including 2 alternative suspects linked to the case. And also, they were saying that the cell phone data that was initially brought up in the case that ultimately led to his conviction, they were saying that it was unreliable. Obviously, so much time has passed, and they're hoping that this new trial would shed new light into this evidence that has resurfaced. Kate?
We were showing some of the serial podcast labeling there. That's because this was a big subject of that podcast. Does that have anything to do with this request?
Yeah, so you might remember back in 2014, that is when this podcast really garnered a lot of attention and poked holes in the investigation and kind of questioned whether Adnan Syed was guilty of this crime. I asked prosecutors whether, is this the reason why this has kind of resurfaced? And they said no. Obviously, it has garnered a lot of publicity, a lot of attention because of this podcast. But it really hinges on this law that passed in 2021 and essentially gives a juvenile who was convicted when he was a teenager, after 20 years has passed, they have the right to review the case once again. And that's why his defense team is asking the prosecutors to do that, Kate.
All right, Kathy Park, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.